What is doomscrolling and how it harms our mental health? Doomscrolling, or doomsurfing, means constantly looking for negative news. It is clear that this activity intensifies as negative and catastrophic events occur in the world. 2 years ago, we saw an increase in doomscrolling as we were taken by surprise by the COVID-19 pandemic across the world. We currently face another threat that fuels this trend. Since the beginning of the war, search engines have reported an increase in searches for keywords such as World War III, war, and invasion. It is natural to want to understand the dramatic events unfolding around us and to seek out as much information as possible when we are afraid. But exposure to bad news for too long can be harmful. A recently published study found that people who constantly watch bad news are more likely to suffer from physical and mental health problems. What happens to us when we doomscrolling? During doomscrolling, levels of serotonin, often referred to as the happiness hormone, decrease significantly and the likelihood of suffering from depression or an anxiety disorder increases. We have become too empathetic and let all the bad things that happen in the world affect our well-being and let negative thoughts flood our minds. And the longer we stay in this state, the more we get used to it. How to avoid doomscrolling? So, if you're in a situation where negative news overwhelms you, these strategies can help you find balance. Unfollow information sources that spread negative content, especially on social media. Set aside specific time to catch up on negative topics. Try to stay informed, but limit your exposure to news. Instead of checking the news periodically throughout the day, set a specific time and think about what time of day will have the most positive impact on you. Try becoming part of the solution to the problems that plague you, such as volunteering with organizations that collect food for refugees. Try to have fun on the internet. Communicate or meet, for example, with friends and colleagues who have an optimistic outlook. Look for positivity, read or watch something positive. When you feel yourself slipping back into doomscrolling, immediately force yourself to do something else. Use apps that help you monitor the time you spend on social media or platforms where you spend too much time consuming negative news. Make your habit difficult. Making it a little more difficult to access the news can give you an opportunity to stop and think. You can, for example, move your social media and news apps to a folder on your phone, rather than having them more accessible on the home screen. Do not take your cell phone to its edge when you lie down to sleep. This will reduce the temptation to take a look at the latest news before bed, which we already know ends up taking us much longer than we anticipate.